10 hours of road time plus all the, the gas stoppage and a little quick stop to take a bite or use the restroom, whatever. Add those in, 10-ish rough hours of road time. Maybe make it, we'll call it 12. Plus a little scant sleep in between. We've been getting mobile for the last 24 hours, and we're now in Mobile, Alabama, about to play the Admiral right now. This is one of 2 courses that will be hosting the City of Mobile Championships 3 weekends from now. The weekend after, it's in between Olympus and New Orleans. That's all you need to know. City of Mobile Championships. A lot of your favorite players are going to be there. I've played the Admiral before. It's been quite a few years. I think it was 2021 that I played it last. So I'm excited to get back out here. Really wooded track. I know it's one of the best in the area. It's got some cool shots. This little island green over here that we'll get to eventually. One of the awesome things out here about the Admiral is there's 2 to 3, maybe there's even 3 tees on every hole. I can't remember exactly from the last time I was here, but there's 3 here on hole 1. We're gonna play the longest, the blue tee, if you will. 525 feet. Starting off with the dual option gap. Left side a little bit bigger, though it does have a split in itself, so you gotta kind of pick a side of that left. Dog legs gently left throughout the flight, so right side pushing you away from the early danger, but kind of also pushing you away from the basket a little bit, so making you play a little bit longer of a hole. You gotta pick your poison, left or right. I think I like left side here. I'm gonna take Tara Edie. Just hit it on a little bit of turn up the gut. A little bit of turn on that Tara Edie. Forward skip, might be hugged to left, but I should have an option into the green. The guy's got the Cardinal Disc Golf apparel sponsor. RPM Discs, everything named after native New Zealand birds. He scores birdies on the course. How much more bird themed could he be? Well, I'm excited to announce that my final sponsor for the season is going to be Stokely Discs. Scott is a legend in the game, building his own brand of discs, and all of his discs are actually named after different North American species of birds, so kind of really cool that I feel like I'm just fully encompassing what it means to be a true birdie or die guy on the disc golf course. Should we get some birdie or die merch? Honestly, that might be fire. That might be fire. If you happen to live here in the Mobile area or coming into town for the City of Mobile Championships and you're interested in some coaching, hit me up. I'm going to be offering 3 to 5 lesson slots each week this year to help raise some tour funds and help you guys be your best out on the course. Now, of course, I got to give you guys a call to action. Otherwise, what was the point of the video? So shoot me a message and we'll talk about availability and rates. Like we can see this left side I took coming out. The right side leads you somewhere into a bunch of trees right in this region. So I don't know that I really love the right side. It's kind of a little bit of a bait play. Have the confidence, hit the left side. We hugged a little bit left, but nonetheless, I like the shape of the Tara Edie here. You can maybe go driver, but I think just making sure you don't hug too far left. That's going to be the main key here. And I know obviously a lot of you guys have scoped the Stokely sponsorship, seeing that I was putting with the finches and whatnot. So yeah, good job. You called it. You called it. I'm excited now that I can throw them, talk about them, and showcase them to you guys. Not a ton of distance left into the green on hole 1. I'm going to bust out the Kia. And the Magma Soft plastic is nice and straight for these dead straight approach opportunities. I'm just looking to play just right of the basket, make the gap big, give myself an easy putt. Or just lace it barely left and get a favorable kiss to the spot you probably would have peered it to. That Kia and the Magma Soft, nice and straight compared to its unreal counterpart. That's Sad Violin Sound somewhere at Met Center. Someone ship me that. I need more Kias. I just switched to these yellow finches, and we have a bird here in the US called the house finch, so I just put a second set of yellow finches in. I wrote the word house on because you gotta have your unique marking, so I got my house finches, and we'll call these the golden finches, or yellow finches. What's your favorite finch? Put it in the comments. Maybe we'll name these original guys. I'm gonna kind of beat these in, and as I do, I'll be able to keep one as my longer range guy and then cycle a fresh one in for my circle one duties, because they do have a nice stability, so they should hold for a while, but I gotta beat them in. Birdie on one. You just gotta hit that gap. If you do that and then you hit another gap, you're gonna score a birdie. I got a feeling we're gonna be saying a lot of that. Hole 2, blue tee, 252, straight out of the tunnel for the first 100 to 120 feet before you bank off to the left. You got this broken in half tree. It's kind of the line you gotta hug and beat. I'm gonna go roo-roo, because I feel like though this one is a fading shot, I think a little hyzer out of the hand makes this gap fly a little more wide for me. So I'm gonna take roo-roo, and because this thing has my first and only RPMA so far, and you know, it's a disc I've been truly loving. Roo-roo, 252. Don't drag your shoo-shoo. Little inside, but that's the kind of love you can expect when you use code Connor at otbdisc.com, code 99648 at OTB East, since OTB East has a big stock of RPM, or code Connor 2026 with Stokely Discs, because with Scott, not only will you save 10% at Stokely Discs every time you use my code Connor 2026, but it'll sign you up as one of my customers as you go forward and get any more discs in the future. 25% of every purchase of the Stokely Discs using my code will go to support my tour efforts, put some gas in my pocket, some ingredients in my fridge, and I really appreciate you guys supporting, so hopefully we'll get you guys trying out some of this Stokely plastic and RPM plastic and spread the love of the birdies, because disc golf and birdies truly go hand in hand, and you're gonna score them when you got the right stuff. And don't forget the right codes, you know, that little savings and that good juju, it's real. So what's the ground like? What's the trees like? What's the soil like? It's so different from where I've been the last couple months in Austin, Texas. We got this sandy soil with these big rock kind of chunks just sitting on top, and then we have the pine straw all over the ground. So you're gonna have to do the pine straw shuffle, not the stingray shuffle, the pine straw shuffle. Get those feet set right. Make sure you got the footing you need, or get to a knee in this case, because we got a tight window. Hey, finch money. I think I have ants on me. No, I don't. Just felt like it for some reason. Triggered. All right, 2 for 2 to start. The Admiral, definitely a course that is going to offer birdies, but also offer challenge. I love a good gap hitting course, so I'm excited to throw some of these putters around. Visible baskets, next tee signage, options for everybody. The Admiral, folks. Admirable, truly. Hole 3, the Admiral, only a foot longer than the previous hole, or maybe 6 feet shorter, one of those two, you know, same thing. This one's difficult. Narrow gap. There's kind of these cheeky right side options. This straight at it gap is actually a real thing. There's also the wide gap. Part of me is kind of liking this straight at it gap now that I'm seeing it. Definitely a forehand shape with the left to right and the tiny gap. Plus the way that the backhands are gonna fling over that way on the kicks. I'm gonna try that soft Kia up the gut. Feels right. Missed barely right, kissed right, and we'll have a difficult look. I'm gonna try one backhand with the Ruru just to see what we're working with. Oh, and of course, the Ruru does no wrong. I mean, I just hit the pole. Should I just throw the Ruru for everything, you guys? Why would I not? Okay, I'm gonna need serious help. You guys gotta help me to make a decision on this. Do I play that Ruru backhand in the main gap, or do I play either main gap and or inside gap with the forehand? Tell me your option. What do you think I should throw? Obviously, I've thrown 2 shots now for you guys to go off. One was shitty, the other one hit the pole, so the data might be skewed. Turns out. I mean, this view you're about to get is kind of the poster child for why it's important to hit every gap out here. Because if you don't, you're probably not only going to lose 1 stroke, but a lot of times 2. Alright, now that you got the scramble game, and we're creative, so we're going to figure it out. I do have something. Go with the Owl Scuba overstable approach disc from Stokely. Should pan nicely. It's kind of like between a zone and a zone OS is how I would describe this disc. Yeah, that worked out. Almost too stable for the shot. Or I needed to pan it more out of my hand. But we got a putt. And I don't think we're bleeding. So we're seeing the positives. A little meat on the bone for the par save. How we have the Ruru just tantalizing us, reminding us how much we love it down there. No problem. Really been liking the Finch. It kind of matches the profile that I prefer in a putter. And I'm finding it has the stability a little more than the Focuses I was putting with last year. That gives me a lot of confidence in the circle. The Finch deserves the love there, but so does this thing. The Ruru, guys. I absolutely love this disc. Here's that side profile, a little tiny bead. Kind of reminds me of like a keystone with a bead, or like something out of the Prodigy lineup. But really good disc. Really good. Hole 4, 818 feet. Kind of a fake option straight ahead that points you at the landing zone where you want to put your first shot. I forget exactly how it shapes into the green, but I feel like it's kind of straight and then tucks like barely right or something. But I'm going to play this hyzer down the right side. I'm going to take Tara Edie because I don't want to get too skippy with the distance driver, but I still want good distance. So I'm going with the fairway control 10502, the Tara Edie. This one in that atomic plastic. Slight tail left to right currently. That's a little flat. I'm gonna need it to fade in a hurry. Oh, we got the pine straw skip. We got the code Connor, code Connor 2026 99648. All the codes are going to be in the description below, so you'll never have to be confused if you want to use one of my codes, whether at otbdiscs.com, OTBs, or Stokely Discs, Ching Discs, you name it. At some point tomorrow, I'll be in Florida, and probably going to try to practice Olympus. So y'all let me know, who do you want to see as a guest for the first week's practice round? Any kind of videos you guys might want to see throughout the week there at Olympus, showcasing maybe any holes. Maybe I'll bring back a little series where you guys kind of help me decide forehand versus backhand on certain shots, or this versus that disc selection. You guys let me know any kind of content you want to see. We're gonna bring it. I thought I got sneaky on the backside, but turns out you actually want to be around here, and I flew clean. My understanding of this hole, however, was not that clean. And here we are. middle of the fairway, looking down the barrel of the tight wooded par. I forget, 4 or 5, one of those two. Definitely a tough par 4, possibly, I would guess. Straight shot in. How far we got? Let's see. "400 feet in." That means I'm just gonna go back to the Tara-80. Try to beam it through this gap straight ahead. Not that big of a gap, can maybe just fit a little smart car or something like that. We're gonna thread it with the Tara-80, keep those eyes down, target, until we hit that reach back. Miss left. Skip up. Progress, but gonna have to scramble from there if we want a par or a birdie, depending on if this is a 4 or 5. I think here and there, as a content creator, I need to just take another breath, get back into my like game mode, instead of like trying to be smooth with the talk, float into the shot, not have too much wasted time. That lock in. You know, seeing some of the understory of the course, I wouldn't mind having a layer of Sasquatch skin / wool to protect me. But good thing I got the Sasquatch bag, thanks to Squatch for hooking it up with the best bag in the game. This thing's been doing me solid for over a year now, and I've had no issues. Alright, getting to my lie, pretty difficult. I'm trying to be as unintrusive as possible. We'll take our little disc flip, and we kind of have a spiky throw putt. Well, a few too many thorns though to really give it something, so I'm gonna let the owl walk on the ground around these trees and put us close. Oh no, you guys. No, the finch is gonna swoop in, save the day, right here, right now. I'm just gonna send it. Boom. Easy save. I probably should have moved the camera so I had a better angle on that, but that was a filthy putt. Well, we didn't panic and we took a 4 on hole 4. It's either a really good par or a great sloppy birdie, one of the two. If you like some nice easy walking too, these paths are so soft with the sandy soil and the roots, and very pleasant on the joints, I gotta say. Hole 5's 250 straight ahead, really sets up for a right hand forehand, the way you gotta tuck it around the gap to the right at the end, at least if you want to park it or ace run it. But if you just want to put it close, you can play left side look here, or play really understable inside out back in. I'm gonna go to the owl here. This one's in the Strato plastic. It's got a nice little green dot in the middle, that's why I chose it. You know, it's giving me the Irish vibes. I'm gonna hit on a little bit of turn through this gap, and you're gonna see why. A little bit of turn, and look at that thing. Got back to fade. I did catch up to that tree, but it was gonna skip right on its own. It didn't need the tree's help. It was a rude tree. It didn't. It's getting in the way always. Come on. All right, just outside the circle here with the owl. Don't forget that pine straw shovel. A little too much gusto on that one. The finch though, I'm really starting to find some comfort, not only in the hand feel, but understanding its angles of flight. I'm feeling good with the putter. There's 10 days until the Supreme Flight Open starts, and I'm really excited to lock in my game, hit the putting green hard, hit the weight room a little bit, do some lifting, and probably shouldn't do that. But he did it. Self-style basketball. What's that saying? Do as I say, not as I do. I don't know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The Admiral is one of those courses with the length, with the tightness. I'm feeling borderline right now about how much I love it as a tournament course. I'm definitely gonna give it a solid run through. Try not to judge it too hard and see how I feel at the end. But yeah, just wanted to kind of come peep the course before I hit the Florida, since I was already gonna be here anyways. I needed to get out, stretch my legs. So hole 6, 611 foot par 4. Really only one gap. It's this straight one. You're gonna play a hyzer that's flipping up as a righty, and looks like it might be a good hole to play your shorter shot off the tee possibly, and then get into that longer shot. You gotta do that in the woods, otherwise it'll eat you up sometimes. Alright, since I'm going with the Finch as my putter of choice this year, you guys bug Scott. Tell him we're also gonna need a run of limited edition Connor-OReilly house finches with a little red breast. Look up a house finch and you'll see what I'm talking about. We're gonna have to do some Connor-OReilly house finches, maybe even get that little ring of color and two-tone action. Who knows? You know, maybe you guys go bug Scott. You never know. You never know the power of the people. Excuse me. Turns out I'm gonna try to listen to my own advice off the tee here and take a roo-roo. I'm just looking for 250 to 275 feet. Give myself a chance. I'll play a more aggressive one second just to see what's out there, but I think a roo-roo in the middle is going to serve me very well. Well, roo-roo on the side is not going to serve you well, and that's where the safe play can be painful in the woods when you don't get it right. Just a little soft on that. Roo-roo showing that whatever angle, if you put on too much hyzer, it will fade. It's really going to do whatever you tell it to. I'm going to try Katuku second shot. Oh, that's just my timing. I mean, I did the same exact thing. Well, consistent, I suppose. Making a save for par is going to be big on a bad tee shot like this. And I don't have to do a ton to do it. I just got to get past this next 150 feet or so. I'm going to take flippy roller. When in doubt, bust the hatchet out. And the trees said, you're going to need a bigger blade than a hatchet to come through us. Alright, we're going to let the rangefinder choose for us. Under 300, we're going to do Kia. Over 300, we're going to bust out a Stokely disc that you guys might not be familiar with. Okay, 330 into the green. A little long for the Kia. And so I'm going to bump up to the Robin, a fairway driver that's still having its flight numbers determined. The awesome thing about Stokely Discs, he actually crowdsources flight numbers from you guys. So you get to try the disc out, tell them what you think the flight numbers are. So you get some real customer feedback-based flight numbers. I think it's pretty neat. And I'm going to show you guys what it can do on a tight, straight forehand. A little bit of flex coming out. It was coming out, but I just had a little bit early, or a little bit left out of the hand, I should say. Dang it, boy. It was definitely holding the shape I needed. If I came out a little more straight instead of flat on top of it, I need to be a little more baby hyzer out of the hand. Long look, but doable. I'm gonna take the finch and just putt it with some extra speed and some extra hyzer. Try to get around this tree. Stay up. Had the shape. Just needed some speed and some height by a tiny bit. Not much in disc golf hurts more than that. I'm gonna play the putter off the tee on this par 4, play it safe, and you know, I'm just I'm not gonna bogey. And then you bogey. You're like, why didn't I just attack? When in doubt, take the attack route. Quite a bit of crisscrossing trails and everything here, but you're just gonna take a look at those next tee signs. They will not steer you wrong, turns out. Hole 7 at the Admiral. Might be a short hole, but it's got to be the signature. Such a unique green. It's almost like a castle with a moat island around it. You're playing to an island basket, surrounded by water. I guess it's kind of more of a peninsula, but it's a skinny peninsula. And trying to fly the disc to the island from the tee, it's kind of a fool's play. You want to lay it up just short of the water, take your big boss mode, putt across, toss your shades on, go grab your disc, go to the next hole. I'm going to play Takapoo, Cosmic Plastic, chip it up the right side gap flat, and look to just put it short of the water. Sit, 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 sit. Okay, I'm either really close to the water or in it, and we'll find out. Here's that big tree you can see off the tee, and then boom, the moat island green. So cool. Here's the Takapoo. Is it in, is it out? Probably out in tournament for sure, because the line I'm guessing is going to be more towards the top. But I'd say we play it as it lies for now. Because why the heck not? Now we're gonna bust out the fresh house finches. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't bring those two that I've been using the last week or two, mainly to have some water dogs for this hole. I'll go back and get my disc retriever, don't worry. But if you can stand, you can play it, and I can legally stand behind my lie here, so I'm gonna do it. Death putt for a desperation stroke. Should be out of bounds, probably up here. We'll play both lies. Let you guys vote in the comments. Whatever vote wins. Am I in or am I out? I'm freaking out of bounds. You know what? I'm out of bounds. He's out of bounds. Let's get ready for tournament play. Let's take our lie here, like we would. Actually, ended up there. We might be more kind of out here. Sliding across, fading. Probably out more like here, taking any direction, bang, bada boom. All right, lock in. Of course the wind's ripping now. I'm probably out of frame with the camera. Hopefully not. You'll see the putt come in. You sissy boy. You sissy boy. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That's embarrassing, y'all. I already got my foot wet. I should have just played it from down in the trenches there. Instead, I wasted everyone's time. And my disc is not in the water. Wow. We have another hanging on by a thread call here. These finches know how to stay dry. Wow, while you did see a drop of water come off, the whole disc was not at all submerged. So we're gonna have our inbound stroke and take our 4, I suppose, or whatever. You know, we're just practicing the course. Sometimes you don't have to be obsessed with what score you're gonna have, because in a tournament you just need to learn what shots you want to throw. That's how you play the best. he dissect each hole for the best chance at a birdie, at what your best score is in your mind. Hole 8, a par 4 out into the meadow. Playing through a gap off the tee, but then nothing really in your way. There are some sparse trees out there, but nothing that's really going to affect you too much. Today's wind off the right makes me think about going right, but I think I'm going to try straight at it with the Kahoo Atomic Plastic. Try to hit it flat. Let's see what this bad boy will do in the crossing wind. A little bit of hyzer, I mean. Flips up, holds back to flat, and that was solid. Decent flight. Can't be mad at it. This is a pretty soft par 4. It's I think it needs out of bounds, or it needs something to be a pro par 4. A little too easy. Or if you don't want to add any out of bounds or anything, let's just play from one of these tees, you know, make it a par 3. Play from the 475 tee, and now it's like a controlled distance contest. Short approach left, and if you've seen any of Scott's videos talking about the owl, you heard him talk about the hunting method of approach, where you kind of play it at the basket, dive it down, because this disc is so overstable it's going to drop more down and it wants to fade to the side. And he's not lying. Let's try to showcase it here. We're going to use our loop bag, test the wind direction. There we go. Pretty much a 45-degree head cross. I'm just going to play it right above the basket, maybe just barely left. Check that stability as it dives in. Just barely left. Drop it down. Approaches in the wind. Pretty easy with the owl, especially when you're in that short range. And I think the owl and the Kahoo will actually complement each other as a short and longer option for me, approaching with forehand, backhand stable shots. If I just said the Kahoo, I totally meant the Kia, not the Kahoo, because the Kia is the overstable approach, a little bit more slim and fast than an owl, and yeah, there's some different flight characteristics overall. Easy with the owl. Short approaches, that is. Hole 9, definitely another one of the crowd favorites out here. 273 feet from the shared white/blue box. So like I kind of remembered earlier, 2 to 3 tees for each hole. So you're gonna have some variety regardless of what hole you're playing to match your skill set. Uphill, low ceiling, back over the little pond. I want to go Kotuku in the Strata Plastic. And I'm going to rip it straight at the basket. You get it? Straight at the basket, and code Connor Love at otbdiscs.com. Code 99648love at OTB East will get you advantageous kicks just like that. Doesn't matter if you miss flat. We're gonna go to our more stable Kotuku. Crossing wind, low ceiling. What a beautiful hole. One more Kotuku. The glow tuku. I mean, does that count as a pole hit? I'm pretty sure yes. Left ourselves a 40-footer or so from the original Kotuku shot. Just needed to have some more hyzer out of the hand. This one's starting to straighten up on me, and I need to trust it. The other ones have me scarred that I have to throw them flat. So I got flat on this one. It's all excuses. It's all excuses. Just play. Let's go. Don't make excuses. Make the most of situations. Be the player. Putt finches. Because they go in. I mean, do you not believe it yet? 311 feet here, slightly standing hyzer. I'm going to bust back out this Kotuku because I'm really trying to learn the angles on it. I'm going to make sure I come out with some hyzer this time. Because while this one is a hyzer, I think if you can be standing while moving left and landing flat, you'll avoid sliding down that gentle right to left slope into the hairier putting windows, I believe. So, Stratoplastic Kotuku, 175 grams. Are my angles that flat? Am I tripping? Maybe I should just go with the stable one because I know it's gonna fade, especially in the wind. I mean, I'm just releasing a little flat right now, I guess. But that disc can handle it. Classic case of trying a little too much with the first one, but I'm learning my discs, and naturally you're going to want to try to manipulate them and figure them out while you do that. So you're going to have some patience. See, I knew what I was talking about with the slope and everything, but at the end of the day, you got to hit the gap first. Not exactly sure why I'm roasting myself for not hitting the gap when I did actually hit the gap, but I did not hit the angle. I was supposed to really commit to some hyzer. I'm gonna throw a good shot with this Kotuku before the day is done. Roo for tutu to save our tutu. Oh my gosh. That thing cannot do any wrong. It was truly love at first flight, but when I guess that's a pole hit off a tee box, it makes it easy. Easy easy. Definitely a hole you gotta feast on if you want to play with the best out here. Hole 11, the reachable par 4, though. You reach I teachable, it do be. I'm gonna play layup off the tee, layup over there, and just play for my birdie. So I think that's smart. Roo for the first shot. Don't even bring the water in. The hyzer flip is definitely in range, but probably not in today's headwind. So if I have the right wind, I do like attacking this hole potentially, but do we need it? And we can just throw the roo straight and true, and maybe probably throw it again, honestly. Roo off the tee, but I want a little more stability into the green with the headwind, so I'm gonna go Takapoo into the basket. And just like that, that's how you break that hole down. I thought that bird was dive bombing my disc for a second. You don't want that smoke. Kotuku will shred you, bro. 11, like much of the Admiral, short. You can score, but it can get you. So you gotta have a committed game plan and some solid focus to execute. 227 feet of straight weaving right-hand hyzer. 2 trees. You could probably guess which ones, those 2 dark trunks in the middle that you really got to beat. I'm going to try to swing a hyzer just wide of that second trunk with my roo. And we're trying to chain hunt. This one, beautiful mounded green, so ace runners beware. Possibly water behind? No, I don't think so. A little inside. And we're putting. We're putting. Throw one or two more for funsies. If you need an overstable approach disc that doesn't go very far and also doesn't fade very far but fades very down, the Owl. Two different plastics here. I got the Strato and I got the Mezzo. Let's go Strato first. I'm going to play both of them on a little touch flex backhand. This hole is 227 feet. I guess maybe not too touchy because go in. Not too touchy because these things are beefy. This one in the Mezzo plastic, a little beefier, so I'm gonna have to pop even more turn. Oh, way too beefy. So if you found the zone just a little bit too straight for your liking, but the Zone OS is maybe a little bit too much, go try out the Owl Connor 2026. At checkout's gonna get you 10% off and send 25% of those proceeds to my gas tank as I drive 30,000 plus miles this Disc Golf Pro Tour season. This has got to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite green on the course. No, second favorite, behind the Peninsula. Come on, who are we kidding? You got the one Guardian. I think it's still half alive, possibly, maybe not. We got to preserve that guy if not, because it like is the tree on the back of the Torterra Pokemon back. You know, you guys see the vision? Someone CGI a Torterra in for me. I can get my regular stance off even though this tree is leaning just enough. Wow. Should have straddled, kid. Open the angle up. Oh no. Stop talking. Open the angle up so you can give yourself a better trajectory. Good job, basket. At 281 feet, hole 13 is going to favor the right-hand forehand. The way it jogs right about midway down and has some restricted ceiling. I was thinking Kia, but I'm going to bump up to the Huya just to ensure I have enough stability to beat the ceiling, and it's on a little bit of a mound, so I think I can play some ground play knowing it'll be muted by that upslope it's landing on. Cooked it a little bit too flat. I'm gonna try one with the Kia. That was the first answer to the test. And of course the Kia I throw, and I think I just hit the pole. Wow. What did they say about the first answer to the test, you guys? Or is it always a roo-roo? Because turns out it's always a roo-roo. Oh, beat that tree. It's always a roo-roo. Oh, there's the Kia. I knew it. You know, I had a good reason to choose the Huya. I just played it too flat. Needed a little bit of hyzer out of the hand, especially at a shorter distance for that disc at 280. Makeable. So we got some vines guarding our lines to the green. Gotta try to go over the vine, I think. A little Matty-O from the chest guy. Oh! Matty-O from the chest guy. Almost did it, man. That would have been pretty nasty. Hole 14 at the Admiral. A beast of a par 4. You gotta play up there, bend it to the right, and play a long shot into the green. I'm gonna take peka, turning backhand. Try to shave past the 3 trees that are just right of the short tee there. Cut left. A little overturned, but if we stayed out of the brush, that might have worked out okay. Yeah, not necessarily convinced I had the exact right play off the tee. But we're gonna try to do something crazy with the hatchet here. Turn out roller. When was that not a good idea? Come on. Ah. I was feeling decent actually. Till it hit some lumber. I love the hedge line kind of splitting holes. Great touch. And I guess we've kind of accessed this left side that eventually is where you want to get after your second shot. I think you want to kind of get left. This hole specific. That's for sure. I'm going to go Ruru turnover. Go in. You guys, that disc? I mean, the Ruru is an owl. Twilight's upon us. This is the hour that the owls hunt. And it almost hunted a toss in for birdie there. We score birdies, we throw them, we hunt them. Little trick I like to use sometimes is just pacing off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How far your putt is, it gives you a little bit of an idea of how much power you need. If you're inside, outside the circle, all that good stuff. And there we are. Got it done for par. Or, I don't know, I forget. This has got to be a par 5, right? 4 holes to play. The sun is waning. What a beautiful day. Wind is gone. We're in the woods of Alabama. Not too far from the stomping grounds of my boy Matteo, who gave me a recommendation of where to get some boudin on my way through Louisiana today. And I was too far already when I seen it. It broke my heart. 540 foot par 4. Dual option. I'm taking the right because of my handedness and propensity to want to throw backhand here. Going Kutuku. Cutting this hole in half because you don't want to be on the edge. That's the only thing. You can be somewhere in the middle. You got a chance here. You're in the rough. Bye-bye chance. Bye-bye disc. All right, I'm gonna find that disc. I'm gonna find the release on it. For some reason, I can't yet. There's this room I'm seeing over here on like another hole. I almost want to use. Would that be dumb? All right, red leaf. Gonna be my mini marker. Part of me wants to throw this disc again, even though it's kind of warped after that tree hit. But there it is, back to shape. But it's not the disc for this shot. I gotta try to craft a roller out of nothing. That might be it. He's a genius. Flip, 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 flip. Oh, you know what? Progress. Sometimes a genius just makes enough progress to get the next genius closer. Rollers, not as nice here as back home at a Roy G. Because there ain't no space on the edge here and there. You just got walls of vines. And I found one of them. the joys of scrambling in our beautiful game. Fortunately, there's something here. And I'm gonna try to squeeze the Ruru through like a window-sized gap. Or miss it wide and get that code. Ow, Connor Love. Just fell. No big deal. You broke my wrist. Luckily not, but almost did. My goodness. Not sure if you guys could see that from the camera angle. Hopefully not. Because Big Boy just went down. Big Boy just went down. Full double hand down. I mean, what a scrappy par. Bleeding my own blood. Through a roller. Through a Ruru. Through a crappy tee shot. And I got 3 holes left to find a good release on my Strata Katuku. And I'll be darned if I don't. Darned if I do, they say, ain't it? Hole 16, 260 feet of Ruru dreaming. Dead straight. Pick your shot. Visualize, relax. Let the swing develop itself while you see the line in your head. He tried so hard and got nowhere. 'Cause that's a classic move of every disc golf player. Squeezed it a little too much there. Just needed to relax. Definitely feeling a little ready for some food. Haven't had too much to eat today. And just been sitting out and driving all day. So my body's not really in rhythm the way I'd like for it to feel. But I'll snap out of that quick in a day or two once I get settled in Florida. And I'm gonna go to the gym later, I think. Do some lifting. I haven't had coffee today. My first day not having coffee in months so far. Not that I haven't wanted it, I just haven't wanted. I didn't want to stop for a disappointing drink in Louisiana. Sorry, Louisiana. I know you got some good drinks somewhere, but not always right there along I-10. And so I just put it off. And maybe after this I'll go get me some ice and I'll show you guys over on the travel vlog how I like to make my ice breve. Pine straw shuffle from 70. Pine straw shuffle from 70. Thought I cashed it. That hole's nice. It frames up well. Very simple, but its simplicity makes you greedy. Or it doesn't, if you got good focus. Who needs focus when you got Finch, though? This pink sunset lighting is just special. Makes you feel some type of way. Reminds you of the beauty and relaxation disc golf can bring you, even though it can also frustrate you. Hopefully you're having more moments of the deep breaths, the fresh air. And if you're not, because you're so obsessed with being the best player you can, well, then work your dang tail off. And if you ain't doing that, then just enjoy the ride. And don't take it too hard on yourself. Look at the vibes. Beautiful. One thing that does worry me a little bit for tourney play out here is how crisscrossy the holes are. We're kind of packed in like sardines, so I'm interested to see how that affects the pace and everything. I'm going Katuku, and I'm going hyzer flip straight shot. I'm going to figure this disc out. I don't care if this hole requires it or not. Alright, you guys. Katuku gave us some love. It was on a little high side of the hand. It was standing to dead straight. I saw the vision there. And the Katuku kicked out of the woods knowing that It said, come on, try me one more time. You're so close right there. Do it again. Come on. Good job, Katuku. A lot of time when you're learning a new disc or a new part of your swing, you're going to get worse. You're going to have these moments of impatience of, do I give up on it? Before you really find your stride. So don't give up. Keep on fighting. Keep on working. Analyze. Recuperate here and there. Don't just keep trying the same strategies over and over. If those aren't working, but don't get too gung-ho on giving up on a strategy before you've really fleshed out the percentages, if you will. Whoa, what the heck creature was that? I think it was a toad, but I'm slightly scared. Tricky root footwork. I'm going back, Katuku, because I'm stubborn and determined to show you guys what it does. Look at that. Flips to flat. Still has that Katuku integrity. Patience. It's a success story. So inspiring. Let's go. At twilight, the owl hunts. Oh my God. You know, Scott wasn't lying. It does the thing. It hunts. Can't lie, I've been too busy taking a couple sunset photos to worry too much about giving you guys the daylight you need to see this hole, but it looks like we'll have it. Looks like we'll have it. Especially when I go back to this Katuku white plastic, pretty easy to see against all the green backdrop. I'm gonna hyzer flip down the right side on this 900 foot par 5. Start with the fairway shot. Hyzer standing. There we go. We're throwing some shots. Now into the darkness we go. Pretty tricky. I'm gonna bust out the Robin. Nice and bright, and it holds the straight control forehand I'm gonna go for, because I want to finish barely right, but not go flare skipping hella right. Little stand up. It'll finish gently right. Yep, I saw it flop on the end there, so we made good progress. That disc definitely shaping how I want for that touchy, woodsy fairway that can handle some forehand, but isn't like really stable. Very beat in Sexton Firebird, if you will. Like once you've beat in a Sexton Firebird to the point that it's slightly understable, yeah, I feel like a Robin, you don't have to go spending all that time doing that. It starts right there and comfortable for forehand and backhand. Well, I'd be lying if I told you I remember where this basket was sitting, but I think it's pretty far left, if I do recall it all. I'm gonna try to skip over there with the Kahoo. Big skips. No. Hit the tree I needed to beat. Well, at least we'll know where the basket is after this one, hopefully. I definitely had the right-ish idea. And I'm still trying to see. Okay, I think I see the basket. Roo-roo. Baby turn. Listen for these chains. No chains, but it's just going to silently swoop in like an owl does on its prey. Put me close so the finch can finish the job out. The Admiral, one of 2 host sites for the City of Mobile Championships coming up. A short technical track that doesn't require huge distance, but requires a huge brain to pick apart a game plan that's going to work for you and to not get you in trouble. Can you see me? Hello, here I am. If you watch this video to the end, you're the real MVP. I'll be in the area probably Monday after Olympus finishes. So between Monday and the Saturday, Sunday of the tournament, honestly, even on tournament days, I'd be willing to do some lessons with you guys. So if you're here in the Mobile area and you're interested in a lesson, or maybe you know a buddy who's wanting to work on their game, share this with them, see if they like the style, see if they want to learn from Coach Connor. Also, I know a lot of you guys have asked about where will my fundraiser stamps be, or when you can expect those, and we're waiting on the die plate to show up in the mail right now, but OTB East is going to get working on those RPM discs really soon. As far as the Stokely stuff, you can support me directly by going to Stokely's website. I'll have that in the description, and you can purchase discs there using my code to give me 25%. At some point too in the future, I'll have some discs myself. We'll try to get some custom stamping done. Still cooking up what's going to happen with that, and yeah, I'll let you guys know as soon as we know more about that. Thanks for watching from Alabama. It's your Texas boy, and I'll see you in Florida when you see me next.